What if the person you overlooked every day could shatter everything you've worked for? At Greenwood and Associates, the executives in sharp suits walked with confidence, while cleaners like Rose Mitchell remained invisible, unnoticed by those in power. Soon, the ones at the top would learn the cost of underestimating those they deemed insignificant. Subscribe and enjoy the story. In the heart of San Francisco, nestled between towering glass skyscrapers, stood Greenwood and Associates, a consulting firm renowned for its expertise in helping tech companies scale. Known for its high-profile clients and lucrative deals, the firm attracted some of the best minds in the industry. But within this elite establishment, employees from lower ranks, such as the janitorial and administrative staff, were often overlooked, treated as lower levels, and were not seen as equal human beings. Rose Mitchell was one of those overlooked employees, though her story was far from ordinary. Rose had recently started working as a janitor at Greenwood and Associates, wearing the standard navy blue uniform, with her hair neatly tied back and a cleaning cart in tow. She blended into the background, unnoticed by most. To the management, Rose was invisible, a faceless employee performing tasks no one else wanted to do. But what no one realized was that Rose Mitchell was not just a janitor. She was the founder and majority shareholder of Greenwood and Associates. 8 years ago, after the firm had established itself as a successful business, Rose had handed over the day-to-day operations to her well-trusted right hand, Marcus Miller, who had become the interim CEO. Due to her personal health issues, Rose had stepped back, quietly observing from the sidelines for years. When she would be healthy, she wanted to return. Now she was ready to see if the company she had built was being run with integrity. She wanted to put this to the test. It was clear to Rose that many of the new company's leaders had forgotten the values they were supposed to uphold. She had to act, but she couldn't reveal herself just yet. She needed to know how deep the corruption ran. Every day, Rose followed the same routine. She arrived early before the office buzzed with activity and began her rounds through the building. As she mopped the floors and emptied waste baskets, she observed the dynamics of the office. The high-rise offices and expansive conference rooms were a sharp contrast to her humble cleaning cart, but she remained invisible to those around her. Rose's focus, however, was not on the clean floors or shiny windows, but on the people who walked through them. Her eyes often fell on Paul Cooper, the CEO of Greenwood and Associates, a man who just oozed arrogance with every step he took. Tall, impeccably dressed, and with a demeanor that radiated entitlement, Paul treated everyone below him with superiority, whether it was a junior consultant, a receptionist, or a janitor like Rose. They were all beneath him. His dismissive behavior, especially toward the office staff, did not go unnoticed. Then there was Vanessa Brooks, the chief strategy officer, who shared Paul's smug sense of superiority. Vanessa treated the support staff as though they were obstacles to her success. Her frequent remarks about the lowly workers were laced with disdain. As Rose swept the hallway outside their offices, she overheard Vanessa speaking to Paul, both of them unaware that their conversation was being heard. "I don't know how much longer we can afford to keep the janitorial staff around," Vanessa said. "They don't even clean the offices properly. It's embarrassing for a firm of our caliber." Paul chuckled in agreement. "They're lucky to even have a job. It's not like they could do anything else. We can always replace them." Rose's heart sank. She had expected this kind of behavior, but hearing it so plainly spoken was a wake-up call. The company she had built with hard work and determination had fallen into the hands of people who didn't respect the very foundation it was built on. And now she realized it was up to her to restore that respect. Rose continued her quiet observation of the company, growing more frustrated as time went on. It wasn't just the arrogant behavior of Paul Cooper that troubled her, it was how he treated everyone beneath him, especially the lower-ranking employees like herself. Paul's condescending attitude towards his staff had been apparent from the beginning. He belittled junior consultants and openly blamed them for mistakes, creating a hostile and intimidating work environment. He used his position to make others feel small, dismissing anyone who dared challenge him. But what disturbed Rose the most was how Paul started treating her. At first, she thought she was overreacting, but soon she realized that his behavior was no longer just dismissive. It was inappropriate, bordering on harassment. Every time Paul passed by her, whether she was cleaning the hallways or working in the break room, he would stare at her in a way that made her skin crawl. It wasn't just a look of disdain, it was something darker, more unsettling. His comments, too, began to take on a more personal, inappropriate tone. One morning, as Rose was mopping the floor outside his office, Paul walked by and suddenly stopped, eyeing her from head to toe. His smile was laced with arrogance as he leaned closer to her, pointing at a spot on the floor she had already cleaned. "Hey, Rose," he said, his voice dripping with condescension, "you know you could clean this place a bit better, especially when you're around someone as attractive as you." Rose froze, shocked by the suggestiveness in his tone. She forced a smile, trying to maintain her composure. "Sorry, Paul, I'll check it again," she said, keeping her voice steady despite the disgust she felt inside. But Paul wasn't done. He took another step closer, his eyes lingering on her. "You know," he continued, his voice lower, "someone as pretty as you shouldn't be stuck cleaning. I could make sure you get a better position here if you just cooperate." Rose had endured enough. The next day, she arrived not as a janitor, but as the CEO. She felt ready to take over the reins again. She confronted Paul and Vanessa during a company-wide meeting. With her cousin Marcus by her side, she revealed her true identity. The room was stunned. Paul and Vanessa's smugness turned to fear. "You have disrespected and mistreated those who make this company run," Rose declared. "Your behavior is unacceptable. Effective immediately, you are both terminated." Security escorted them out. As employees watched in shock, Rose addressed the remaining staff. "This company will be built on respect, fairness, and integrity. Anyone who shares those values is welcome here." Under Rose's leadership, Greenwood and Associates thrived again, becoming a place where every employee was valued. Paul and Vanessa's downfall served as a lesson to all. Never underestimate the people you think are beneath you. Rose had reclaimed her company, proving that dignity and respect would always prevail. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you do, don't hesitate to like the video and share it with your friends too. Subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell for more fascinating stories.